Good morning, everybody. My name is James Cronenberger. I wanted to share a little bit. Today. I'm really disappointed and discouraged with a lot of the comments on my social media that is very racist, from all races, actually, belittling people because of who they are. Um, and I've listened to every video of Charlie Kirk's. He's never said anything racist in any of his videos. That is just the ignorance of people wanting to accuse a Christian of being racist. I listened to every one of them. The people that made comments on Facebook and Twitter are very racist with their comments. And you should be ashamed of yourself teaching our children, our grandkids, that it's okay to dislike someone because of their race. Charlie Kirk said in one of his videos, in the Christian faith, there's only one race, and that's God's race. And that's true. We were all created in his image, white, black, Asian, or whatever. We were created in the image of God. God created us the way he wanted us. So who are we to belittle somebody because of their race? I've lost a few a few people on Facebook, which I'm fine with, because I won't tolerate the hate comments that people are saying. People will talk about our leaders, about people that was killed, and saying it's okay that a person was murdered. And it's not. Dr. Martin Luther King should have never been killed for what he was preaching. The First Amendment protects these people for their belief and to speak their mind. And I was raised in a house where we were not allowed to ever say anything that was belittling of somebody or hateful or just putting somebody down. And I know a lot about racism because people discriminate against me because of my past. And it's the same people that are crying that hate to be discriminated against because of their race. Discrimination and racism, in my opinion, is the same. You're belittling somebody, making them less than what they really are. And in the eyes of God, they're all created equally. So are we going to sit here and bash someone because of who they are or what they used to be or because of what color they were born, or because they have a handicap? I have a son that is I forget the word, autistic, and I love him very much. He's functional, but he was discriminated against in the past. And I think it's really a disgrace on what's happening in our country today. Until both parties come together and accept people for who they are, things will never change. And until the Democratic Party comes up with a platform, they can't win. We know what they're against, but we don't know what they're for because they're not promoting what they want to see changed. All they're doing is sitting there and bashing other people, because they don't agree with them. Everybody knows where I stand. I am pro-life. I believe in marriages between a man and a woman. But I don't belittle any of them because God loves them no matter what. God created everyone in his image. And all sin is equal to God. And being a certain color is not a sin. It's who God created us to be. So are we going to sit here and start accepting people and start being a little bit nicer to people? And instead of posting hateful comments, I just can't believe the language people use on social media when there's kids. You can be, I think, 13 now to watch, to be on Facebook. I don't know if it is like that on all the social media. But we have to be good examples. We can't just sit here and belittle people and put them down and um, make them less superior than the next. In our country, everybody has the same right to education. You could be whoever you want to be, as long as you have the ability of accomplishing it. Look at me, I'm 62 years old and I'm going back to college so I could work with addicts. And I'm struggling, but I'm doing my best. And I just want to see things change. The city of Columbus, our leaders are more interested in social issues than cleaning up the city of Columbus. You'll see them attending parades and stuff like that. But what are they doing actually for the residents of the city? And it's really sad. We need to start electing people, and I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. We need to start electing people that are going to be their voice, because our leaders work for us. And I think they forget that. And when you run as a team for council or anything, it seems like people look at the names that they know, but not the issues. And I would like to see some changes made. We can't have a governor that only thinks like a prosecutor, because then those that are incarcerated that are innocent won't have a fair chance of ever coming home, or those that have done their time, that have changed, that should be given a chance, or not. So we have a lot of work to do in our nation. It's not just in Ohio. Look what's happening all over the country. The hate, and I know there's bad cops and there's good cops. Sometimes it seems to me that the bad cops override the good cops. You do need ICE right now. We can't just let anybody coming into our country, because we're not even taking care of our own residents the way we should. No other country is just going to let anybody come into their country, for the sake of coming. We're the only country that allowed that. President Obama has sent back more illegal immigrants than any president in history. If you come in legally, it's a different story. I have some great friends that came in legally, and I think they're awesome people. And, those are the people we need to honor and welcome to our country. If you're committing a crime in our country, then no, you need to be sent back and be held accountable. And I hope nobody disagrees with that. But I've seen a lot of hate that's been on Facebook. A lot of name calling. One guy that's running for attorney general in Ohio on the Democratic side said, "F you, Charlie Kirk." And then he wants to be elected as our attorney general when he talks like that. I don't think he should be. We need to get people that can be fair, that will look at both sides of the issue and see what's best for our residents. We've been fortunate in Ohio that we've had great leaders over the years. We have a great guy running for governor in the state of Ohio. And I would like to see him get a chance. But I also would like to see our young generation take initiative in voting, looking at the issues, start voting what is good for our state and our nation. I was just watching a poll on YouTube the other day. The Democrats are going to get hit real bad in the elections coming up. They're expected to lose some more seats. One reason is because there's really no platform. They've been telling people what they're against, but not what they're for. And, there's really no leader in the Democratic Party right now. And the word MAGA is not a bad word. Make America great again. Who would be against those words? Because that's what we should be trying to do. Make Ohio great again. Lower taxes. Give seniors a discount on property tax. Make sure people have the medical care that they need. Bring jobs to Ohio. The last 4 years before Trump took office, we lost a lot of companies in Ohio. And now they're starting to come back again. My property taxes have already lowered. I think I forget what it was under. I think it was like 1,300 under Trump's last term. Then it went up to close to 3,000 a year. We can't spend money we don't have, and we should not just tax the people. So let's start being smart voters. Let's start making changes in our country and in our state. Let's stop all the hate and start working together as people. We don't need to sit here and belittle somebody. We don't need to put down somebody because of their past. And we definitely don't need to look at somebody's skin color and say they're less superior than we are. Because all people are equal in the image of God. And it even says in the Christian faith that we're brothers and sisters. Those that are accepted Christ are brothers and sisters, no matter who you are. So there's a lot to think about today. And I'm just very disappointed that we had so much hate going on that we don't need it. If you ever need to get a hold of me, you could do it by calling 614-448-7385 or hopeforohio2024@gmail.com. Again, that is hopeforohio2024@gmail.com. Everybody have yourself a great day. And just remember, treat people a little bit nicer and start accepting people for who they are, and pray for those that are still struggling in addictions or doing the wrong thing, because we as a nation is in trouble. God bless you.